YouTube, what it do? It's your guy CJ back with another video, back with another episode of the CJ Wilkins YouTube channel. Let me cut the air down a little bit. It's blowing a little too hard. But alright. Today guys, I want to have a conversation about getting out of the state of analysis paralysis. Alright? For those of you who don't know what analysis paralysis is, it's a state of being to where you may be someone who's ambitious or you're driven about a particular goal or thing you want to do, but all you do is prepare. All you do is study. All you do is research. But you never implement what it is that you're trying to learn about or actually do. And I wanted to do this episode because last year, 2023, was the first year that I ever exited the analysis paralysis stage. I've been there for years and years and years. And the reason why I was there, why I was in that constant state, I'm going to talk about some of those points today. But I really want you guys to really, and this is for people who are in a constant state of you're being in a spot to where you're always trying to over research and over plan and over get ready for something, but you never actually do it. You never actually start, you know. Chris, why do people have analysis paralysis? Why can't people just learn the algorithm and just jump out there and do it? If it was that simple, a lot more people would be successful. A lot more people would be where they want to be in life. You know what I mean? But I think there's a lot of like healthy reasons, even. You know, well, I'm not gonna say healthy. There's a lot of logical reasons as to why people never launch and they just exist in this perpetual state of analysis paralysis. You know, you there's a combination of a lack of like self confidence or belief. A lot of times, especially like if you're a professional, a lot of times, man, like if there's a goal or something that you want to start on the side, or like a business or something like that, or like a project, you may not have the time. You know, you may be someone who's always ripping and running, and you know you have responsibilities and things like that. So you may not have the quote unquote time to actually do certain things, but or you may not think you have time, right? You can be a person who you normally have to see something done before you're able to believe it's real. So if you're coming from a space to where you have no point of reference of anyone doing something or accomplishing a certain thing that you're trying to do, you may think, well, because I don't know anyone who's done it, I don't think it's possible. So you'll never start. Even though this is something you're passionate about, something you may even like dream about, but because you don't know a person personally, or you don't have a person that you could reach out and physically touch who's done it, it's easy for you to say, well, hey, you know, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't something that I can do. You know what I mean? So it's very important that we exit the analysis paralysis stage, because when you're in this stage, it's led by fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty, fear of not knowing how this thing is going to play out. You know, am I going to win? Am I going to lose? Will I be successful? Will I not be successful? And the one thing about never starting is that you will never know. You will never have the answer to that question if you never start. All you'll be able to do is just assume and just say, I don't know. You know what I mean? And when you're doing this, when you're living in this space of analysis paralysis, guys, you are delaying what's for you. You're delaying your blessings. You're delaying your potential success. You're delaying a potential initial failure that may lead to you being successful on the back end if you stay consistent and persistent with it. One thing you can be rest assured that will never happen if you stay in your analysis paralysis phase is that you will never be successful. You will never ever succeed the way that you're supposed to if you are constantly existing in this space of I can't do it, or you know, you have all the tools, you've done all the research, you have made binders of information, you've printed off detail, you've watched a million YouTube videos, you've watched podcasts, you have read books on like how to start this business or how to do this service or how to um, gain this skill. Some people have gone out to get certificates, man. They have actually financially invested in doing something, but they haven't done anything with it. The action part that comes after the learning and the analysis part, they haven't done anything with it. So you have this wealth of knowledge, but you're not applying any action behind it. And, you know, fear can be created by a lot of things, you know. You may not have the most confidence in yourself. You may not have the best support system. You may not have the most belief in who you are and what you can do. But I want you guys to know, man. I want you to take solace in. And I've been operating my side real estate business for about a year and some months now. And I can tell you, man, there is so much freedom that comes with. And I'm not as successful right now as I'm gonna be this time like next year, right? But I'm making a lot of grandiose steps and a lot of strides that I wouldn't have made had I stayed on that cliff. I think Steve Harvey has a video where he talks about you have to take the leap. You have to jump off the proverbial like the cliff. In life, we're all standing on a cliff, and you're watching people soar by, and you're watching everybody fly by, and you're just standing there and you're looking and you're not jumping because you have to jump in order to be successful. You got to take that leap. You got to jump out there. You got to put yourself out there, man, and you have to get into the habit of normalizing betting on yourself. You have to bet on yourself. If you don't bet on yourself, you will be the only thing that you can guarantee if you never bet on yourself, the only thing that you can guarantee happens is that you will never be successful. You will never be who God made you to be if you constantly exist in this space of I'm just going to prepare, I'm just going to plan. At some point in this world you're going to have to do. Even if you're nervous, even if you're afraid, betting on yourself when you've been programmed to operate in the system is one of the most terrifying things you'll ever do. I can speak for myself. I'm not telling you like or trying to project on y'all. Maybe it'll be easy for you guys, but I can say for me, you know, when you have the safety of corporate America, and when I say safety, I mean that very uh, sarcastically, right? We all know how unstable economies are and how, you know, major corporations downsize every year. But it's safe when someone else is, you know, bringing the food to the table. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're someone who has a goal or a dream to kind of work for yourself and do your own thing, you got to be responsible for catching your own food. And it's scary. It's very fear can consume you, and it will, you know. But you have to have the audacity that even with that fear, even with that, you know, uncertainty, you still bet on yourself. Because here's the thing, right? And I'm not gonna like, you know, tarry on too much longer, right? But I think you guys get the point. The only person that's gonna get you to where you want to be from where you are, like the only vehicle you have, right? Like you're you're at point A, but you want to get to point Z. The only person that can get you there is you. You can network, you can have a great support of people, you can have mentors, which I recommend all of the above. You should have mentors. You should have, you know, people that you can call out on, and they're able to help you out. But the work, the person that's gonna get you there is you. And if you are worried and you're scared, that means you're human. That means, hey, everyone is. In the beginning, like initially, like it's gonna be very scary because it's not a guarantee, you know. But once you do take that leap and you do decide to bet on yourself and you do decide to put yourself out there, it's one of the most liberating feelings you'll ever experience, man. It's like a euphoria that I can't explain on YouTube like without getting banned, you know. So be sure, man, to get into the habit of betting on yourself and putting yourself in a position to where it's good to research. It's good to know how something operates and how something works. But you also need to, as a caveat of that, you got to get started. So hopefully you guys were able to gain something from this. And in the comments too, man, like let's do an exercise. Like list one thing in the comments that you're gonna do to put whatever goal or dream or vision that you have into action. List one thing. I don't care if it's like, filing an LLC, writing a business plan, like really sitting down thinking about like what you want to do. So let's connect. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, CJ Wilkins. I appreciate you guys for watching if you're still here, and I'm out. Peace.